It's Vitz with ball in hand. They feed the scrum.
What a scrum from Diggers.
Fantastic scrum there by the Diggers. Vitz holding on to that ball. Had somewhat of a rolling maul there. Taking their time. Is the scrummy Bayers going for an up and under here.
Oh. Good contest in the air, but Vitz get the ball back.
Vitz come away with the ball. They're asking questions. Some big knocks. Bayers continues to spread that ball. Spreading it out to the right. Looking for those opportunities. Looking for the gap. Vitz still with ball in hand.
Vitz looks like they came to play today, Aaron. They are on the attack.
Most certainly great carry there by KG, their fourth man. Nala with ball in hand, he does so well. And there it is.
First points on the board for Tami Ulawolo.
Diggers being so patient, but yet again choosing to run the ball within their own territory. They have had opportunities and moments where they could have kicked the ball into touch.
So you see a chip and chase from Diggers there from their number 12. Their number 12, Philip Voigt.
Gerber with ball in hand, securing that ball for Vitz. They're choosing to run it.
Nella with
They're choosing to show off their speed.
Offload. Again, Vitz on the attack again.
They're looking for opportunities. They're asking questions.
The ball coming slow out of the breakdown there. And Diggers got penalized for being offside, is it?
Poor execution of the lineouts here by the Diggers. Vitz running the ball, continuously using their pace. Graaf secures the turnover for the Diggers.
A clearance there from the Diggers. Again, they decide to clear their own half. Something they weren't doing in the first couple of minutes of this game.
Gerber secures the ball for the Wits Rugby Club. It is Nala that runs the ball. Nala such a vital component of this Wits Rugby Club, playing on the right hand side of the field, and so many times they keep on spreading that ball to that side of the field. Here's the man with ball in hand right now. Some quick feet, asking questions of this Diggers defense.
This Wits team is definitely full of running today. They're full of passing, they're full of attacking, and that's what they're doing, interplay with the backs and the forwards. At the moment they're on the front foot in the Diggers 22, but the number 4 big man scoring under the poles there. Number 4 KG Matlena for Wits.
Unfortunately, Aaron, their setup letting them down there, but penalised is the Wits outfit. The back line just creeping up a bit fast on that occasion, not waiting for the ref to clear the line, and penalised an opportunity here for the Diggers to get into the Wits half. At this stage of the game, they're already trailing by 28 points. Just 3 points not going to cut it. They need to get some points on the board, give this crowd something to cheer about.
Most certainly. You spoke about the Wits team being a lot more structured. I also want to talk about the youth of this Wits side. I mean, in terms of the building up to the game, we spoke about this Wits outfit is a combination of their Young Guns team, but also their Varsity Cup team. So in terms of just being more agile and being faster with the ball in hand, Wits most certainly, as we've seen, definitely have an upper hand in this one.
Some youth and exuberance there, as we say that, as another great take at the back, but it would seem to be a turnover by this Wits outfit. As we mentioned, their youth and exuberance, they're off and running again. And as the loose-head prop, Thomas Mankies has had a stellar of an afternoon in this first half.
Wits continue to run the ball. Quick chip kick, hunting for that ball. Diggers looking to secure the ball.
You mentioned the youth and exuberance there, Aaron, earlier from this Wits outfit. Definitely something, and in the build-up to this game, it was the battle of the brains, the Wits outfit, your university side against the brawns of the Diggers. As we mentioned, at this stage, it would appear that the Wits outfit has brought both to this occasion this afternoon.
Yeah. The one thing that really stood out in the first 20 minutes of this encounter is the options that the Diggers have gone for. Wits spreading the ball at the moment, being patient in their build-up. That's one thing that they've also done well.
Brilliant work of that breakdown by Philip Fucht, the number 12 for Diggers, putting huge pressure on that breakdown.
Lads getting physical. Diggers taking their time in terms of this build-up. It's the big man.
KG down the right-hand
What
touch
a
again.
fantastic first half that man is having.
And it's Dustin Holmes going over for his second of the afternoon. The right winger, we've mentioned his names a couple of times, always influential, and this time getting another just reward for his efforts this afternoon from this Diggers side.
Gerber with ball in hand, looking for opportunities. Getting support from the big man, KG. Then Timmy, finally getting that brace. We spoke about it. He was looking for that opportunity. Timmy secures his brace for this afternoon.
Getting his second, but a man worth mentioning in that build-up as well, Aaron, has definitely been Gerber, but another one has been KG Matlena, who's the number 4 lock, just popping up all over the field.
Let's quickly shine a spotlight on this Wits outfit. They've had an absolutely fantastic first half. I mean, there are some key players. I mean, when you look at that forward pack, I'd love to talk about KG, how vital he's been. I mean, he's a man who's also flung a few players around the field. He scored a try. In terms of some of the backline players, we have to talk about Gerber. He's been fantastic off the kicking tee, just missing one kick. Timmy, a man who scored a brace on the wing, and then on the other side, on the right hand side, a man who scored a hat-trick. Holmes, what an absolutely beautiful performance from some of these vital players in this Wits outfit. In terms of the Diggers outfit, when you look at some of the vital players for their team so far, I mean, the skipper has done so well at line out time. He dons the number 2 jersey. We spoke about that forward pack that has dominated the scrum. Joe Short, Big Mac, as well as Graaf, they've done well. In terms of their backline players, we haven't seen a lot of action in terms of their backline, but a notable mention is the man who's getting his 50th cap, that is Nick Joubert. He's done well in terms of kicking into touch and also making the right decision when he was called upon.
Most definitely, and I think in that regard, there's been a few standouts that really contributed and tried, but unfortunately, it is a team effort, and that's what we need this afternoon. We haven't just seen that from this Diggers outfit.
Before the break, conceding more than 90 points against Pika as well. That will be a massive area of concern, because you look at the scoreboard now, and we're already sitting at 59 points, so it seems that this defense is just leaking tries week after week.
Definitely, Aaron. At the moment, they're leaking tries, and I'm sure, obviously, after the last game, they have worked on the defense. And I think a game like this can easily put you on the back foot again, because now you're 59 points behind, and you still have to make the tackles. And defense is very vitally important in this competition.
Zungu with ball in hand here for Vitz as they continuously ask questions of this Diggers defense.
Great interplay there from the forwards of Wits.
The big man from the Diggers pushing Vitz back. Gerber with ball in hand, using his quick feet, looking for those gaps, looking for those opportunities.
Diggers holding their own on the defensive line at the moment.
Vitz have just continuously spread that ball so quickly.
Again, Aaron, they're not finishing their tackles. That's why the Wits players can just offload as easily as what they are doing now. They're not Diggers are not finishing their tackles. That makes it difficult for the defense line to set as well.
Without a doubt. Ref calling them back. Gerber with ball in hand.
It's definitely going to look to put this one in a corner and let the forwards drive.
Decision making. They're looking for yet another try. They want to add more points to the scoreboard.
They don't want to take the foot off the pedal.
Maybe they want to get to 100 points. They're already at 59 points in this encounter. It's quite a tough game for the spectators to watch right here at the Diggers Rugby Club. You come out, you want to support your team. You are hoping and praying that this could be the week that they secure their first victory, and things are still not looking good for this Diggers outfit.
Yeah, definitely a tough day out here for the supporters as well as the players playing out there today. I mean, take nothing away from this quality Wits outfit. And Wits, as you see there, Wits with the rolling maul. They're just looking to score more points on the board. And they're just going forward.
It keeps on rolling and rolling and rolling.
As you
and
see
Wits secure yet another try. He's asking questions.
asking questions as always, and it was the man Landini joining the line beautifully there, setting up that play, but unfortunately the touchline winning that battle.
You talk about it so often. You talk about using the touchline as an extra man.
As they call it, the 16th defender, Aaron, like that. He never moves, never disappoints, and he always makes his tackles.
He's always there
that's
to
your
help.
best friend. Look, when I find myself out in the wider channels having to defend, there's only one way. I'm using that guy. He's my best friend. So, no, all good. Turnover from this Wits outfit. Great step and carry there from Deegan Muviesa.
Vitz braiding that ball. Gerber with ball in hand. That number 13. Yet another try by Chirwa. Their skipper. Graaf. Oh.
And it's Timmy with ball in hand and
Timmy.
acres of space in front of him.
He keeps on going and going and going and going. And that's it. That's the hat trick. Yo. Timmy, most certainly. In terms of just looking at the scoreboard, the Diggers haven't scored a single point. But even though they haven't scored a single point, there's always an opportunity for them to score. And I think even if they get a penalty and they convert that penalty, it will just give them a little bit more confidence to end the game on a good note.
A little bit of confidence with it, and that will definitely not, as we see the Wits outfit slicing through again. Options are plenty. He decides to hold on to that ball and just get some continuation. Gerber with Holmes on the outside.
Diggers breathing a sigh of relief as they secure that ball. Mbele being the hero for the Diggers in that moment.
Being the hero and still showing some intent there. We spoke about as the gents made their way to that scrum about the body language, but they certainly haven't given up. And I think we do need to remind ourselves they're probably competing against one of the contenders for the title here in this Wits outfit. Sloppy line out, but cleared there from their scrum half.
Diggers taking their time, using their big men, looking for those gaps, looking for those opportunities.
Ball ripped out, but regathered there by this Diggers outfit.
Great take there from the 8th man, running straight into contact. Surely this is the moment.
Another advantage being played here to this Wits outfit for coming offside.
Oh, penalty. Going the way of the Diggers. Scrummy spreads it to the Big Mac.
The Big Mac
He keeps on going.
Doing what he does best and going straight. Muluweyo with the dummy and carry. Great ball retention here from the Digger side.
They're looking for that try. They're patient in this build-up. They'll be hoping not to turn over this ball. Gaining a few vital meters there. And finally, you can hear it from the supporters. The moment has come. It's taken a long while. But yes, finally the Diggers are on the scoreboard.
The Diggers
Securing a
dug
fantastic
deep
try.
and got that first try that their supporters have been on.
Again, Diggers having the freedom to play now, moving the ball out wide to their centres. And they're making good carries out wide. Unfortunately, a turnover there in the ball. Wits has possession. Interesting to see what they're going to do. Definitely fancy their chances running, and that's what they are doing. Oh, big hit in the midfield. Big hit in the midfield by Diggers. Wits still in possession with the ball. Putting Diggers' defense under pressure. Out wide to the fast man, Nella. He's been on fire this game. The Wits entering the Diggers 22. Still pressure on the carries. Unfortunately, obstruction there from Wits. But they still keep the ball because they have a penalty. One wonder what they'll be thinking. They'll want another try, another score on the board. Oh, what a good take there from Diggers number 3, Mac Mutaban Guena. Good take. Looks like he was a winger on the outside. I can imagine his eyes would have lit up there on the wide channel, but he caught the ball well. Unfortunately, fortunately for Vitz, they score another try in the Diggers 22. Too much pressure for the Diggers, and their Vitz scores another try, adding yet another 5-pointer to their tally. That's what's been the talk of this game, actually. The Vitz actually coming out here to Diggers and just blowing them away with their attacking play. They've been good out wide with their backs out wide. They've been very good. Their backline has been functioning well. Their lineout's been functioning well. Just the scrum in that area. Just the scrum has not been functioning. I think Diggers have had one up on them in this whole game. But I think they can be proud of themselves today. Obviously, their first game of the season, and their first win, and it's quite a convincing win. The Vitz number 10, number 15, Nick Hubert, going to the halfway line. As we can see, the body language of the Diggers players. They've had a long day. They've had a long day on the fence. They've been tackling the whole day, and Vitz have been putting them under that type of pressure. Vitz with the kickoff take. They're definitely looking to run this ball again, and the Diggers offering no defense. The defense is nowhere in this game. Oh, there's something, definitely something for the crowd to cheer about. A line break there from the number 13, Jacob Gapner. A turnover ball there for the Vitz, and now the Vitz is on attack. Some wonderful scenes of attacking and running rugby here from both teams. Vitz is on attack again, and there they're going with their number 19, Joshua Ferreira. Good defense there by the Diggers. Good defense there by the Diggers, and turnover at ruck time, and there they go again. Oh, breathtaking play by both sides. Going from coast to coast, side to side. What a wonderful game of rugby this afternoon here. Definitely giving the fans something to cheer about. Unfortunately, knock on there by the Diggers. And the guys definitely feeling each other as if they haven't felt each other the whole game. Definitely it's not done yet. What a wonderful last 20 or so minutes here. We've had from both of the teams a lot of players off their feet because the game has been so fast for end-to-end stuff. Great, it's great at rugby to watch for the crowd to see and the crowd to cheer on. I mean, the Diggers fans were a little bit quiet for most of the game, but I think Diggers gave them a lot to do, a lot to cheer about the last 20 minutes. And your man of the match for this game would be your number 10 from Vitz, Rekkie Gerber. What a wonderful game of rugby played today.
End of the fourth week. Unfortunately, the Diggers playing at their home stadium, they came into this one looking for their first victory of the season, and it didn't go their way. It went the way of Vitz with a massive 83-7 point scoreline. The man who joined me throughout the whole afternoon and in commentary, Fabian Boyson, a man who's donned the green and gold with the Junior Springboks. Unfortunately, this one not going the way of the local supporters and their local team.
Unfortunately, Aaron, this afternoon, not the day for Diggers, but definitely a masterclass from this Vitz outfit, really showing why they're the defending champions in this competition. Diggers, their first time up in this competition, playing in the Super A League, and you can just see that there's a difference in terms of how they approach the game, how they've played this afternoon was clear, even though it was the first game for Vitz actually. But what a season opener for the Vitz side. Unfortunately, not for the Diggers side, but still the home fans had something to cheer about.
In terms of an area that we can actually celebrate for the Diggers, that was actually their scrums. I mean, you look at the scoreboard and you almost want to look away that the Diggers didn't actually do much in this encounter, but their forward pack absolutely dominated the game, and that's an area that their coach will actually be smiling about. Yes, we didn't get the win, but there were areas that we actually executed quite well.
For sure, Aaron, some positives they can take from this game, the scrum being one of those. And also when we saw that throughout the latter part of the game, the loose play and ball in hand, they're actually able to score tries. So they would want to capitalize on that, using that set phase as a scrum to make sure that the back line can capitalize on that.
In terms of the man of the match, we spoke about his brilliance. We spoke about his flair, the ability to make the right decisions in the right time. He didn't just score a few tries this afternoon, he was also brilliant off the kicking tee. Gerber being a vital component to their victory this afternoon. In terms of your analysis of his play and also what we can expect from him for the rest of the season.
No, you can see Gerber definitely a class act, one for the future, one to watch out for. And also in this competition this afternoon, just missing one conversion. But for me, what stand out about him is really his management of the game. When to kick, when to pass, which players are in space, how to identify space and get his players there. We saw that with Timmy and Holmes crossing over for 7 tries between the two of them. Something you don't often see, but it just shows how he identifies that space, making sure that he can actually put his playmakers into space and finishes off. So definitely one to look out for the future throughout this competition. They'll be depending on him going forward, making sure that he gets those crucial points for him throughout.
In terms of some other standout players from this Vitz team, I mean the big man, the man who dons the number 4 jersey, KG, you mentioned Timmy there as well. Also the backline players, they just kept on converting tries. But from a coaching perspective, they're starting the season. So yes, they secured the victory this afternoon, but what are some of the areas that their coach will be looking at and saying, these are areas that we should be fixing as well?
Scrum is definitely being one of them. We saw that, or we mentioned the Diggers using their scrum really as a weapon. Also their maul defense, there was 1 or 2 occasions where they got on the back foot, but something within the first half, and we saw it in the latter part of the game, was actually their defense. Their one-on-one tackling not being that great. So knowing Hufanas, the boys will be tackling throughout this week. That's definitely going to be a work on for them. But throughout, for season opener, not a lot of work ons. You want to build on this. As we mentioned, a lot of youth and exuberance coming from the Varsity Cup young gun side, and you can see that gel and cohesion between the outfit really working well. So it just be continuity from them here on out. You hope the guys stay injury free, so you've got the squad to work with. But it's really going to be building the depth. We saw how the bench came on and also made the difference, made that impact being felt. So it will be for them building continuity throughout this season and making sure that they stay on top of their game, because when you have a runaway game like this, easily you can lose structure, but that we didn't see this afternoon. So kudos to them and their coaching staff.
Absolutely brilliant performance here from Vitz, dominating this encounter, securing their first victory of the season as defending champions with a massive 83 to 7 point scoreline. The Diggers, they'll be going back, doing their homework, ensuring that next week they'll have a much better game. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. What an absolutely beautiful afternoon it was right here at the Diggers Rugby Club.